Kick-off is nigh. I think we've got just over a minute till kick-off time, so I think it's high time I was handing you over to our match commentator, Liam McLeod.
David, thank you. The next step for Hearts and their dreams of lifting the Premiership title in May as they come to a muddy Tannadice, a venue they've already won at this season. Stuart Findlay's very late goal edging a 5-goal encounter with the hosts right at the start of the season, and it really did light the blue touch paper on Hearts' campaign. It's the third meeting between them. The other was at Tynecastle in November. A Kucherenko own goal putting Hearts in front, but Lucas Stevenson equalised with a header before half-time, and it finished 1 apiece. Maynard Brewer in for a debut in goal for United. Cleo Harding, Graham Kerestes, Strain, Sibbald, Stevenson, Ferry, Fatah, Trapanovsky and Moller. Hearts follow in goal: Altena, Halkett, Findlay, Milne, McEntee, Leonard, Magnuson, Braga, Kiziridis, Kabori. And it's going to be Hearts shooting down the hill towards the Eddie Thompson stand in the first half here in the white shirts, maroon shorts, white socks. Dundee United in the tangerine and black will shoot towards the shed, which is jam-packed with Hearts supporters, expectant Hearts supporters, as Braga takes centre and rolls it back away to Milne. Long ball switched out to the right there for McEntee, who finds Magnuson, who finds Braga to McEntee. It's the cross into the United box. It's half away by Cleo Harding, then breaks kindly for Fatah, who can't control, and then it's shifted out by Leonard to this near side. Can only find Will Ferry, who scuffs his ball with the left foot up the line, and it's swept back to the goalkeeper by Altena, and Schwolo plays it short to Stuart Findlay, who was back in the score sheet against Celtic last week. His 6th goal of the campaign. Craig Halkett beside him has managed 6 himself, as Kiziridis picks up in the halfway line, rolls it out towards Braga on the left. United pinch it back. It's a long ball down the right hand side, which goes out of a Hearts player. Findlay for a United throw-in, which is about level with the edge of the D, and Dundee United love a long throw into the opposition box, and it might be that Will Ferry is going to try and conjure something up in that regard right now. Over on the far side he goes, the number 11. It's maybe just a few yards further back than I thought it was. It was level with the edge of the D. It's more like midway inside Hearts territory, over in front of the George Fox stand. And Ferry will have the chance to lob the ball into the Hearts penalty area here. And it comes towards the angle of the 6-yard box. Might be a little push in Findlay there. Indeed, the referee sounds the whistle, and Hearts have a free kick inside their own box. The Hearts fans making an almighty noise pre-kick off. There's quite a lot of empty seats in the Fox stand over on the far side as far as the home sections are concerned. The Hearts fans are in an L shape off to our left in the Jerry Kerr and fair play, and then into the shed. John Rankin, Ryan Stevenson watching this one with me. United will be looking to bed themselves into this game. They've found victories hard to come by in the Premiership. In fact, Hearts have won 10 more than their hosts, Ryan.
Yeah, I think you could see the two sort of different patterns of play there. Hearts actually started really well. They knocked the ball long and got it over to McAtee in the right hand side here and got a cross in the box. They then actually played a good bit of pattern of football, but they played it on the ground. It goes into Kiziridis, and he actually, on an R pitch, he would have probably played Braga in, and Braga would have been through, but it just stops in that sand. So you can kind of see how the pitch is, how it's going to play out. It then went back to Stuart Findlay, and I could see Stuart Findlay pointing as if to go long. And I think that's what it's going to be tonight. I think it's just going to be battling in the middle third, in the middle of the park, and then getting it long and getting it wide.
There's Trapanovsky for United attacking the byline into the box, pulls it back, and it's nicked away by Leonard, who did a brilliant job there. Ryan Strain collects, level with the 18-yard line over on the right to Stevenson. His first time cross is booted away by Magnuson and picked up right of the centre circle by Cleo Harding. He finds Kerestes on the other side of it, and he pings a long left-footed ball out wide right, killed in the chest by Strain. Looks to get the right foot cross ball in, which he does, and Schwolo gathers on his 6-yard line. Sent off the last time he was in this city across the road at Dens Park. Alexander Schwolo, which of course made way for Craig Gordon's appearance and that wonderful save.
That was good play there from Dundee United. The way they sort of just get the ball wide Got to the byline with the first instance, get the cut back and just unlucky there, and then the big switcher play out to the opposite side, and again you could just see it was a touch, and then trying to get the ball into the box and ask questions of the Hearts defence.
Just 2 league wins in the last 13 for Dundee United, John. It's not good enough, is it?
No, it's not. I think both ones against Celtic here at Tynecastle, another one's against Livingston away, so Jim's looking to pick up on that. He knows the form needs to be better, but not only that, we talk about that, there's I think only 2 league wins at home, sorry, two league wins in the last 13, but the 13 league games at home, they've only scored, sorry, the 11 games at home, they've only scored 13, which is not enough for Dundee United. Only St Mirren and Kilmarnock have scored less at home, so he'll be disappointed with that, and he knows they need to try and score more goals, but by doing that they need to get the ball forward quicker. He's trying to still find the right partnership up top. You can see it's changed again tonight. Fata's now in the right rather than the left, where he prefers to play, and they just need to get the ball forward and get in the box quicker.
Yeah, their home record, played 14, won 5 in all competition. And they've lost just the 4 of the 14. The defeats coming against tonight's opponents, Kilmarnock, Falkirk and Dundee, all leaving here maximum points as Ross Graham picks up the United skipper at the heart of the defence and takes it up to the edge of the centre circle and plays it short to his right for Lucas Stevenson, who, as I mentioned, was the scorer for United in that match at Tynecastle in the late autumn. Here's Graham in the centre circle, left foot clip ball out to the near side, looking for Ferry. Calmly dealt with and headed away by Altena, but picked up by the tenacious Sybil in the midfield. Gets it to Ferry down the left-hand side. Trapanovsky into the box he goes. He's looking for a penalty. He's thrown himself to the ground, and there's no question that was a foul. And he's got his arms outstretched, appealing to the referee. I mean, he looked like he just threw himself to the ground there when he went in against Leonard. Just a poor touch actually from him, which probably resulted in him making that decision.
Yeah, I think Leonard's leg goes across him, but there's no need to throw his cell on the ground like that. I think he's in a really good area. He's in the box, he's 1v1. Fire the ball across, it's so lively. Why he doesn't do that, I don't know, but again, that probably sums up why Dundee United have scored as less goals as what they have this season, because they get into those areas and they're not prepared to put it in the danger area. It's just become decisions in the final third.
The draw specialists in the Premiership are the Tangerines. And it's back here with Schwolo, who gathers the ball. Hearts looking to end this, what will be more than 4 decades of a Glasgow stranglehold in the top flight title in this country. And they are well placed to do so. If they win this, they go 7 clear ahead of both Rangers and Celtic, taking on Hibs and Falkirk respectively tomorrow afternoon. Braga manages to find Magnussen midway inside the United half. Rolled out to Kizaridis on the left. He's now attacking the United box, looking for a teammate. It's the turn. Sibbald, a brilliant challenge by Craig Sibbald, who's then brought down by his own teammate Moller, but he bounces straight back up, gets back onto the ball and turns it out to Ferry on this near side. Long ball into the midfield for Fatah, finds Moller, first time out to the right. It's been a good start by United. Strain down the right hand side, he's in the box now, taking on Milne to the byline, and he's just trundled it out for a goal kick. Kind of almost as if he got caught in 2 minds there. It's what John was saying, similar to Trapanovsky on the other side of the box a moment ago. Just fired it across, and you never know.
As soon as he takes that half a yard, he just got to put his head down and just put that right across the goal with the pitch the way it is. Fiery, quick. As you're saying earlier, Dundee United have started really, really well. So they have. I was watching Hearts there when Dundee United had it at the back there, and they actually sat off Dundee United. And I don't know if that's the right way to go about it, is to give them time, because they're looking to play the big raking balls in behind Hearts. I think they really need to put pressure on the sort of Dundee United 2 centre halves, the pitch the way it is as well. But Dundee United have started better than what Hearts have.
Amar Fatah down the right hand side up against Milne, turns back the way and rolls it back to Strain, who in turn plays it back to Cleo Harding. He's actually on a partnership loan with Airdrie, but hasn't featured for Airdrieonians now in the United starting 11 as he was in the cup tie a couple of weeks ago, as Trapanovsky works it forward to Ferry. Was he fouled? No, says the referee. It's Altena's challenge. Could easily have been a free kick, that one. Instead Hearts get it clear, and it's out to Kizaridis wide on the left, attacking the United box. Into it he goes. A good bit of defending by Cleo Harding though, stood his ground, wins it back and clears it up the right hand touchline, where Milne gets his head onto it and finds Magnussen at close quarters. Square ball into the midfield for Oisin McEntee, who fires it out to Altena on this right hand side. The Dutchman And then into McEntee, right of the centre circle and back to Halkett.
It's a night of the diagonal ball. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Both teams are trying to get it in a wider kind of full-back area and then play the diagonal. It's interesting for the Hearts point, because McEntee looks as if he's playing in the right defensively, but when they're attacking, he goes in more centrally. So when he's doing that, Magnussen's then peeling off to the left-hand side and making runs into the box, and Altena just needs to put the ball in there.
There's Fatah down the right, and he runs into Leonard, who puts it out for a throw-in over on the far side for Dundee United.
I think the biggest thing for Hearts is Kabore. As soon as they lose the ball and it goes across the back line, Kabore has to get to James Graham, because he's the one that looks to come out all the time with his left foot and play the sort of balls, and if they allow him the space and time, he's going to find that sort of diagonal, and he has a couple of times already, and it's been decent balls that have got Dundee United into decent areas wide, and that sort of back edge of Hearts' defence.
Hearts unbeaten in their last 6 visits to Tannadice. Got to go back almost 10 years to find a United home win over Hearts, albeit both teams have suffered a couple of relegations in the course of the last 12-13 years, although they didn't actually meet each other in the Championship, despite spending time down there. He's out for a throw-in on the far side. Harry Milne takes level with the edge of the centre circle in his own half, back to Findlay, who squares it to Halkett. Halkett then goes along with the right foot out to that far side, and it sails over the head of Kizaridis, and it will go out for a United throw-in on the far side. I have to say, it'd be interesting to see Steve Clarke's Scotland squad for the friendlies in March. Craig Halkett and Stuart Findlay can't be far off that.
Yeah, both. I think Craig Halkett's been absolutely outstanding this year, and I would like to think he would be involved in the squad. I would hope he would be. He's been like a new signing for Hearts this year. Obviously, I've been injured last year, but I think he's been like a new signing this year.
You look at the condition he's in, and you think to yourself, how's he managed to get himself in that condition over the summer period?
Yeah, he's obviously worked super hard. I think the amount of, I'm not saying he was fat, but the amount of weight that he's lost and things like that, he did look heavy last year, and I think he's one of the players. I was the same. If I wasn't playing all the time and I was injured, I always found it harder to come back from the injury. We're not all blessed with rippling abs like Ranks is. So I mean, but
well, here come Hearts now, and it's Milne down the left-hand side. He's got it across, it's in! Kabore! Right in front of goal! Could not miss! Does not miss! And 11 minutes into Tannadice, the league leaders strike first! Dundee United 0, Heart of Midlothian 1. Brilliant from Milne.
That's a super goal. That's why Harry's there. He goes up from left back. And again, Dundee United have probably had a couple of opportunities to do the same. They haven't done it. Harry gets in that area, plays the ball just low and hard across the 6-yard box. Kabore, I said before the game started, he just needs that goal. He does what all good strikers do, in the middle, in the centre of the goal for a 3-yard tap in. Superb from Hearts.
It's too easy. For the defensive point of view, Jim will be raging. That is far too easy. Ball comes, it comes into Harry Milne over the far side, and he just plays round the corner first time and continues his run. Strain doesn't match it. He gets a yard on him, then he's allowed to get inside the box. And we're talking about Dundee United not putting a reluctance to put the ball across the box. Not Hearts. As soon as they get there, bang, fired it across the 6-yard box, and Kabore's got a tap in. There's nobody anywhere near him to stop that. It's good play, really good play from Hearts' point of view, but Dundee United defensively, you cannot have the one striker right in the middle of the box for a tap in.
Yeah, one of the centre halves has to latch onto him, doesn't they? Straight away.
Pierre Landry, Kabore's third Hearts goal. He's had to bide his time. He's in the team, let's be honest, because Lawrence Shanklin's out. It's the only reason he's playing. And Dundee United started the better, but it is Hearts, and they just find ways, don't they? As Ferry puts the ball into the Hearts box, it's cleared by Halkett first time. Picked up by Stevenson, now to Ferry on the left, to Trapanovsky, left-hand side of the box, can't control. And Hearts able to clear through Mark Leonard. And then Kabore can overrun that, but he's been fouled by Sibbald. Free kick to Hearts midway inside their own half. It's a brilliant start. Derek McInnes down there was absolutely delighted to see Kabore turn Milne's ball into the net there. He was a couple of yards from goal. That's exactly the sort of goal. I mean, strikers love scoring spectacular goals, of course, but they love them just as much.
There's nothing better than a 3-yard tap-in, because you know it's very hard to miss. And I think, as I said, for him to get his confidence up, the good thing for Kabori is Lawrence got injured and it was 8 weeks, so it wasn't as if he had a week or 2 weeks to try and make a big impact. He knows he's got these 8 weeks, and I said that just before the game started. Against Celtic, you could see he was trying his hardest, he was making the movements, he was working really, really hard. He was just missing that final bit, and today he's managed to get it. And listen, there's still a long time to go in this game, so he'll be wanting to try and kick on and get another one if he can.
But again, we spoke about it before the game. Shanklin's out, you've got to take the opportunity. For me, he's taking it.
Yeah,
he's 12 minutes into the game and he's got a goal. He's running the line, he's running the channels, he's occupying 3, and he manages to, his movement's good enough to be able to find himself in space in the middle of the 6-yard box when there's against 3 centre-backs and there's not one of them picking him up.
Kind of felt it was crucially got on the score sheet tonight, given Shanklin's out, but Rogers Mattos arrived, so he's on the bench, the new signing. Hearts have a free kick meantime. They have a 1-0 lead. They got a free kick just a few yards from the far side touchline, midway inside the United half. It is one of these set plays that have been so profitable for them. They've scored 18 times from set pieces this season. Dundee United second in that particular chart, 14 for them. In from Milne, it's very deep towards the back post, can't find how, gets flicked out for a Hearts throw-in by Nikolai Moller on this near side. So United 0, Hearts 1, we played 15.
You can see why Jim Goodwin will be raging in the main about things. The fact that, as we're saying, they had good opportunities at the first couple of minutes here to get balls in, and then that one bit of slackness there, a centre half not latching onto Kabori, and they find themselves 1-0 down. It's the wee things, as you said, both 18-yard box are so big, Ranks.
McEntee is a long throw-in possibility. He's decided to play it short back to Jordi Altena. It's the cross ball in, another header down, almost broke to Kabori again. Away by Graham. Kizaridis has it on the far side. Hearts have got their foot in the throttle here. Alexandros Kizaridis with the back heel for Braga. He's overrun it though and behind for the goal kick for United. 1-0 to Hearts.
I tell you, it is such a weapon. We've spoken about it before. Stuart Finlay and Craig Halkett, from any cross balls that come in, any set pieces. I mean, it's a decent enough ball in there, but Stuart Finlay goes up high, wins it, heads it down, and on another day it goes to one of the Hearts players, and you've got another tap in.
You talk about set pieces, I think a lot of people just think, listen, they should put a ball in the box and go and attack it. Even there, it's a long throw, and Stuart Finlay's hanging about outside the box. He's not even in the box. The throw comes short for Altena to throw it in. And as soon as he throws it in, Finlay's attacking the back area.
Kizaridis has thrown it into the box. Here's Kabori, right hand side of the area, looking for space. There is none. Gets the byline. Wonderful little pirouette there, looking to win at least a corner. He's not managed that. It is a goal kick. They are claiming corner. A fabulous little turn there by Kabori as he made his way along the byline. And it will be a United ball, and United have to settle here. They cannot afford to concede again. There's no question about that. Hearts have been outstanding front runners this season when they have got their noses in front. Very difficult to peg back, but Dundee United have done it twice this season. In the 3-2 defeat here at Tannadice and that 1-1 draw in Edinburgh.
That's one thing they do. They stay in the game. I mean, you look at the Celtic game, and I think Celtic had 4 1-on-1s that night, and you're expecting to put the game to bed. They didn't. Dundee United hang in games and make it difficult, and then they get their chance, they take it.
There's a chance for Lucas Stevenson driving down the right, up the other end. It's Trapanovsky and pulls it back to the edge of the box. Away by McEntee, an offside flag has gone up. Will Ferry slips as he shot. It was well wide anyway, so it wouldn't have come to anything. But there was an offside against Trapanovsky.
These offsides are so frustrating, aren't they?
Yeah.
So frustrating when you can see, we can clearly see he's offside there, but it still has to play out. They cut it back. You don't really know, should you go for it, should you not go for it? Obviously you just should go for it, but it's so frustrating.
You'd be raging, wouldn't you?
Honestly,
if it turned out that if they'd not played on and the goal had been scored.
See the obvious one.
Just put the flag up.
Yeah, put the flag up, because what happens if a Dundee United player's hitting the box here and a Hearts player is throwing themselves at the ball last ditch and ends up getting injured? There's no reason for it. They know it's offside. Put the flag up, get on with the game.
That's the whole thing, because you know, if there was somebody that you haven't noticed is playing somebody onside and the goal goes in, if it is held up and the goal doesn't happen, then you're then furious that the move wasn't allowed to come to fruition. But yeah, I know, I get it. There will be a serious injury at some point. As The ball goes out to play for a throw-in on this near side. It will be Carestes to leave it for Will Ferry. 18 minutes on the clock with Hearts leading 1-0 thanks to that Kabore goal on 11 minutes. Ferry with a throw-in, infield to Sybil, back to Ferry, smashes it out to Strain, a fabulous ball. Ryan Strain down the right, he's got Fatah ahead of him. Strain instead holds it up. It's halfway into Hearts territory here. And Strain decides to side-foot it back to Cleo Harding, who finds Graham in the centre circle.
Graham's going to have time like this, Liam, where he's got the ball in the centre circle, as Ryan's speaking about. Hearts come off it and allow Graham in the middle one to have the ball. Now, the reason for the Hearts doing that is the ball becomes more straighter than on the diagonal, so they can actually come off it and not allow it to press, but then when it goes back to the goalkeeper, the ball becomes a lot further to go and it becomes less accurate. So you can see the tactic that Derek's using. The two strikers get against outside centre-backs and let the middle one have it.
There's Will Ferry on the left-hand side as United do some attacking here. He's tripped by Altena. Free kick Dundee United. I mentioned Hearts' profitability from set plays this season. I also mentioned United's, and this is an opportunity for them, and we know the quality Will Ferry's got.
Yeah, he started the game really, really well. Just as you were touching on that ball that he played, the big raking diagonal was, I mean, that was some bit of skill to actually do that. He's got a good throw in, as we've seen at the start of the game there, and he obviously looks really, really good from set plays as well. So they'll be hoping, Dundee United, that they can put in a good ball here and they can go and attack it well.
Ferry then, everyone back for Hearts. Ferry, it's a deep one towards the back post, way too deep.
That was a commentator.
I was just going to say that.
Standard.
Ryan spoke him up. He's such influential for Dundee United. Right out of play.
That's just par for the course.
That just shows you I know about football.
To be fair, I was talking about how the quality he possesses in the set piece just before you. So yeah, he's let us both down there.
That's another thing.
Leave it to John.
No, it's another thing that is going to infuriate Jim. What Jim was as a player was he was physical, he was aggressive, he wanted to dominate 1v1, he wants balls in the box so he could attack them, and that again is an opportunity to put the ball in the box and it's wasted.
Bouncing ball, it's deep in the United half this time. Ross Graham tries to get it clear, doesn't deal with it particularly well, gets a second chance with a header away. Stevenson flicks it forward to Fatah, who's lost it. Down goes Leonard, who seems to be in serious discomfort on the deck. Hearts play on with Milnes, a loose ball. Stevenson's onto it now.
I can't believe he's not blowing for free kick there.
Oh, Leonard's back up now. Here come Dundee United with Stevenson, a wonderful run down the right. Has he got the cross to match? It's very deep again. It comes to Trapanovsky, left-hand side of the box. Good skill to shuffle away from Altena, gets the cross in. It's headed half away. Chance for Fatavich. Follow gets down low and gathers.
I tell you what, if Dundee United got something there, Derek McInnes and the players would have been absolutely fuming.
I mean, because of the challenge on Leonard.
For the challenge, yeah. But I mean, it's 35 yards.
Yeah.
You're shooting down the hill. You've just got to give that.
Yeah. And the other part being,
and it's a bad tackle.
The ref, you can see him right over on his ankle, so stud's right down his ankle. Wait, when you actually see it again, Mark Leonard goes over on his ankle because he's late with it, and he stands in his foot. This could be looked at, you know. But even at that, see after that, the ball goes wide and Harry Milne's got an opportunity to deliver.
There's a red card check going on here.
Yeah, I think he could be in trouble here because he's high up in the ankle.
There was the, as Ryan was saying, there was the advantage played there, but they are looking at potentially upgrading this yellow card for Amar Fatah to red. Don Robertson's the video assistant, Callum Scott's the on-field ref. And this is a big moment in the game potentially coming up here.
I think this is a red. When you look at it from that angle,
the guys have got a monitor, which is very helpful.
He's not away. There's no malice in it. What's happened is he's taking the touch with outside his foot.
On-field review coming.
Yeah, he's taking the touch with outside his foot, and he goes over and he just puts his studs to try and toe poke it away. Mark Leonard's just too quick for him, and his studs go down inside his ankle, which forces Mark Leonard to go over on it. In my opinion, that's a red card.
Yeah, looks like it will be. The ref coming over to have a look at it here. Callum Scott and Dundee United are staring down the barrel here against the league leaders already. 1-0 down. It looks like they're going down to 10.
I don't really want to see that as a red card.
No, it's no malice in it.
I don't think he's intentionally meant to hurt Leonard. He's late with it. It's one of the ones that it happens, but I think in this day and age he's going to send them
Red
off.
card's coming. It will be red, and Dundee United have been dealt a second blow. Fatah ordered off, straight red card in the end. The yellow upgraded, and Dundee United's challenge here, already behind, has just got a whole lot harder. They're down to 10 men, and it is yet another boost in Hearts' title challenge.
One thing I will say is, I think Callum Scott's a top referee. I think he's very good at communicating, he's good at speaking to the players, and he's good at commanding the pitch. But he's been sent to the monitor there. He sees it at the time, it's a late challenge. As I said, there's no malice in the challenge, and it's one of those ones that if you're on the pitch, you're feeling unfortunate that you've actually been sent off for it. But at the day's laws, it's a sending off.
Yeah, just disappoints me that. Again, great for Hearts, obviously. Well, you'd hope it would be the fact that Dundee United are down to 10 men. You can tell he's not that kind of player when he's been in with malice there to do Leonard. I don't know. I don't like that.
Well, what it has done is the balance of the match is tipped heavily in Hearts' favour now.
Yeah. I mean, and as I said, it's not a great challenge. He's late. Leonard rolls his ankle. He's high. He's got high-ish on the ankle. But I would still like that. The referee just have a word with him and say, listen, that's a yellow card. Any more tackles, you're off.
Very under pressure, plays it off McEntee and out for a throw in to United, deep inside their own half here.
It's now what do United do now to try and get out, try and get a foothold in the game?
I'm trying to work out what he's done, because it looks to me as if he's went with a back four. It looks like a 4, a 3 and a 2. But I don't think he can go a 4, a 2 and a 3. Listen, you get beat 1-0, you're 23 minutes into the game. For me, you need to try and keep it at what it is just now before you have a real go. And we all know how important the slope is at Tannadice. But he's been aggressive. He's leaving 2 up top here. He's definitely leaving 2 up top. So it looks like Moller and Trabanovski's going to be through the middle.
He's well almost kind of trying to, dig your way into the match again in a more defensive-minded system.
The problem is
then try and strike later.
I would think so. I think you're right there. What you're saying is even get to 60, 70 minutes. But if you're going to play the A2 boys in the centre of midfield basically on their own, the amount of work they're going to have to go through.
It's still 5 at the back. You still get 5 at the back. It looks like 2 definite central midfielders, and it looks as if it's Moller through the middle and Trapanovski just off him, which, listen, there's no right way or wrong way to do it. They're getting beat 1-0. They need to obviously try and win the game, or they want to try and win the game. For me, you're losing just now. Hang in the game, make sure you stay in it and give yourself an opportunity later in the game to go and get it. But if they're leaving 2 up, there's going to be spaces near the top end of Hearts end.
Moller's just up on his own now, and I can tell you from experience it's a
lonely, there's another challenge night. That might even have been in the box there. It's a foul on Braga. Now the referees deemed it to be just outside. I thought that was inside. Braga, I think so too. The guys will get a chance to see a replay. It's right on the line, isn't it?
Right, the ball's outside the box. I think he's put Mike inside it.
Yeah, his boot's on the line. Yeah, his boot's inside.
I'm glad I'm not doing VAR in the studio. the ball is definitely outside the box when he turns. So the ball's outside the box, but the contact looks inside the box. So for me, that's a penalty.
Well, at the moment, there's a free kick at the left angle of the box. David Curry?
Yeah, I've had a wee look, Liam. For me, it's a penalty. His foot's inside the box when there's contact made.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think it's...
the guys have got a replay here.
Yeah, it's a penalty. Yeah.
It looks like a penalty. That was my first reaction. It looked like it was inside.
Eagle eye, Liam spotted it straight away.
Not even got the specs on.
Oh, it's a penalty.
100%.
Yeah, it's a penalty.
There you go, everyone keeping us right. And again, it looks like a matter of time before Hearts get a penalty, a chance to go 2-0 up against the 10 men. This is turning into an awful night for Dundee United. 27.5 on the clock. It's been stop-start for the last 5-10 minutes. United already behind, have had a man sent off, and it looks like, after another VAR check by the video assistant Don Robertson, this is going to go from a free kick to a penalty.
How can Don not get to this decision quicker?
Well, we done it.
Right, penalty's coming here.
Gone,
it is a penalty. There you go. The Dundee United fans are apoplectic there in the Eddie Thompson stand behind the goal. But it looked like a penalty initially, and the referees eventually come to that decision. The factual overview there from the video assistant Don Robertson, the overrule, and it's going to be an opportunity for Alexandros Kizeridis to put Hearts 2-0 up, not even half an hour played, against 10 men. What a chance this is. They've been awarded 6 penalties this season, Hearts. They failed with just one of them. It was Shankland at Ibrox, and he scored on the rebound anyway. But Kizeridis is the chance to put another 3 points in the palm of Hearts' hand here. Here he goes, right-footed penalty, and scores! Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. And Hearts having the season of their dreams. And it shows no signs of letting up here in the city of Discovery, as they look to end 4 decades of Glasgow stranglehold on the top flight title. It is Dundee United 0, Heart of Midlothian 2, and it is 6th goal in Hearts colours for Kizeridis. This one from the spot.
It was a good penalty, set the goalkeeper the wrong way, calm, composed. Actually, the way he was running up to it, he was going to hit it with his left foot or something. The way he was on the left hand side, but he's taken that sort of couple of steps to the right hand side and then just slotted it away in the opposite corner. It's a great, I mean, it doesn't get much better for Hearts, but what a disaster for Dundee United, especially after starting the first 5-6 minutes really well.
Well, there's a whole heap of Dundee United fans heading out of Tannadice now. They've seen enough already, as the new signing Neil Farrugia, the Irishman, comes on for Christian Kerestes, as Jim Goodwin changes things. But my goodness, he could do without the rest of this match all of a sudden. And Hearts have an opportunity here to rack up a whole heap of goals, you would imagine, because you just don't know how important goal difference is going to be come the close of business in this league season. But they are now huge favourites to go 7 points clear of Rangers at the top of the league here, and 9 clear of Celtic.
And what a result that would be. But I'm actually just going to ask Ranks, because you've been a manager, is exactly what you're saying. Jim Goodwin could just do the ground swallowing him up here. Is what the hell does Jim Goodwin do now?
Have you seen the Bart Simpson one where he just slides into the bushes? I think Jim's got to do that right now. No, listen, this is the hard part, because you're obviously 2-0 down, you're down to 10 men, you've not lost the game, but you're caught because you obviously want to win the game, which becomes really difficult. But do you shut up shop and try and make sure you don't concede any more goals, or do you still and if you do concede, it becomes 3-0 against 10 men. The crowd you've already got
they're losing the plot here. It's Trapanovsky who's going to be yellow carded for the challenge on Altena on this near side, and Dundee United's discipline could be getting torn asunder here.
They really need to watch what they're doing. Just I know it's frustration, you're bubbling over and things like that, but like, they cannot afford any more bookings, or that's him sitting on a yellow card now. If the way the ground is and the pitch is, if he slides in and then you end up down losing another man.
I don't listen. The sending off didn't change the momentum of the game, because Hearts were on top at the time.
As soon as they scored.
Yeah, as soon as they scored, they were on top. But the sending off, it then changes the attitude of the Dundee United players, because they attack, they defend, it becomes that uncertainty, because you're trying to get a message on from Jim's point of view. But less than 22 minutes of sending off, 27 minutes becomes a penalty. So, and you have to say both times there's a delay in the game. There's no issue with a delay in the game if the referee gets the decisions right, which he has. He's done both, but now he's given Jim a mountain to climb, and it's going to be tough, because the players are, as I said, against 11 men, there only is 10 of them. The pitch is really heavy, as we already know, and there's going to be a lot of balls coming into the box. We spoke about it earlier in the game, or before the game. The game's going to be won in either the middle of the pitch with the battle, or in both boxes. Right now there's not really been a battle in the middle of the pitch, but it's been won in both boxes.
Yeah, it kind of feels as though the remainder of this match is going to be a bit of a procession. 32 and a half played. Hearts with that 2-0 lead against the 10 men. As that's knocked out to Harry Milne on the left, dinks it up towards the halfway line. Kabore gets the touch, Kizeridis has it now. Little dink towards Kabore, and strain covering, rolls it back to his goalkeeper. What a terrible debut for Ashley Maynard-Brewer in the Dundee United goal. He was installed by Jim Goodwin as his new number 1. He's got the number 1 jersey as well. He's conceded twice, and this could turn into a pretty ugly evening Saturday night here at Tannadice for the hosts.
Dundee United basically just need to hang into half time, don't they? Don't lose another goal, just get in see the next 15 minutes through and try and get in and just gather yourselves. Liam, I think you're 100% right in what you're saying as well. As I think if you're Derek McInnes, you're telling the players they cannot let up. If we get another 2 or 3 goals out of this, we just never know if that'll be a vital, important thing come the end of the season.
Do you know, I'm actually looking at it from Jim's point of view, and I'm thinking, right, what's he going to do? Because he's obviously down to 10 men, they're now 2-0 down as well, but see from Derek's point of view, if you got the most attacking team in the pitch, could you put on wingers and get at them further? Is he going to make a change at half time? Because that becomes a big part of it as well, because if Hearts are what to got their goal difference up, which it looks like they could, because United are down to 10, does he go and go, right, we're going to go really attacking, guys, we're not going gung-ho, but we're going to go attacking, and this is what we're going to do, because we want to score as many goals as we can, and he sets them out a challenge at half time. Listen, can we go and score X amount in the second half? And that challenge makes them hungry as well.
They're already in a good position, obviously points wise right now, 7 clear as it stands on Rangers, but their goal difference right now is plus 27. Rangers are plus 20, Celtic are plus 18. So they could really...
That's incredible, isn't it? That is absolutely incredible.
To see a team outside Celtic and Rangers completely outscoring them.
Another part is you've got a game on Tuesday night as well that he has to prepare for, so does he get players off the pitch at half time? He knows he's lighting in the middle of the pitch with Cammy Devlin out just now.
It's Altena for Hearts, midway inside the United half, playing it short to Leonard, forward to Kizaridis, and back to Leonard. Magnussen's made a little run in towards the box instead. Leonard plays it out to the left there for Mill. Neville with the United penalty spot, taking on Stevenson. Little step over as cross is cut out at the expense of a Hearts corner by Stevenson. Dundee United 0, Hearts 2.
The game couldn't be any more suited now than for Mark Leonard. We're speaking about him before the game and how he drops in between the centre backs and dictates the game. He can dictate the tempo of the game now, just by putting his foot in the ball in the middle of the pitch.
Were you at Hearts when he was?
Yeah,
you would have been,
yeah.
So you worked with him?
Yeah, I worked with him. He was a 14-15-year-old kid coming through, just ready to go full time, and decided he was going down south. Felt a better pathway, signed for Brighton, and he's ended up back at Hearts. But again, he's had a decent career so far. He's only 23, I think he is just now. 2001 birthday.
Yeah. In comes his corner towards the back post. The header's blocked by Maynard Brewer somehow, and it's cleared. It was very nearly another set-piece goal for Hearts, and almost their third of the night. The United goalkeeper has kept that one out. I know Kabori was certainly attacking it in the back post. I think was it McEntee as well. As Kabori got his head to it, Maynard Brewer didn't know much about it, but he makes the block, and it stays at 2-0. Might even have come off his face.
Yeah, it's come straight off. I'm saying it's some save. It's come right off his face. I think Kabori, when you see the replay back as we've got the monitor here, Kabori's got to score that.
There's Milne across into the near post area. It's comfortably taken by the United keeper.
As any strikers is told, as soon as that ball comes in, if you just head that down towards the goalkeeper's feet, it's a goal.
If he doesn't head it, I think McEntee's behind him to head it anyway.
But again, it's another chance from a set piece for Hearts at the back post. If that goes in, it's almost a carbon copy of Stuart Findlay's against Celtic last week. There's McEntee with a header forward to Kabori, comes back out to McEntee on the near side with an up and under down the right hand touchline, just headed out by Ross Graham for a throw in. 36 and a half played. The Hearts supporters loving life. The only disappointment for Hearts this season has been their first hurdle cup exits on penalties to St Mirren and Falkirk respectively. Well, this has been fabulous campaign for them in the Premiership, and my goodness, it could get so much more so over the course of the next few months.
See, before the Falkirk game in the Cup, I listened to Derek and he's speaking about, listen, it's a big club mentality and how he wants the Hearts to think they're a big club and go and win games like a big club. See, when you're away from home and you're playing against a team that's down to 10 men and you're already 2-0 up, big club mentality is to go for the throat and kill them off there and then. And I'm sure he'll be emphasising that half time. Listen, we're 2-0 up, we're not saying the game's won, but let's go and go for the throat now. Make sure that everybody knows that we're a real challenger.
Is Jim Goodwin under pressure, Liam?
Well, certainly plenty of his own team supporters decided to head for the hills when that penalty went in from Kizaridis. And I mean, the results haven't been great, have they? For a little while now. In fact, if you go back into last season as well, it's been pretty disappointing, albeit it was a good league finish for them last term. Managed to finish above Aberdeen right at the end of the campaign in 4th place, secured European football. going back into last season, they've only won 6 of their last 27.
Yeah, so
in the league.
Yeah, I could just see, obviously, and I know obviously when the penalty goes in, some of the fans just heading towards the exits and the boos and things like that, which you expect anyway.
Great ball, Cabore, great take on the left-hand side there by Braga. Level with the 6-yard line, pulls it back to Milne, fires it across, and Maynard Brewer is to tip it over. Dundee United 0, Hearts 2, United down to 10. United are toiling here, they're right back up against the ropes, taking blow after blow. And another corner for Hearts, which Mark Leonard's away over to take on the far side.
Claudio Braga, since Lawrence went out as well, has stepped up his game. You can see him there, making runs, he's keeping the ball, lays it back there to Millen to have a shot. He's getting in about the defenders as well. He's big, he's not a big guy, but he's trying to be big and strong and hold the ball up as well.
Leonard then, right-footed in swinger again, it comes to the back post. Maynard Brewer gets a fingertip to it to put it behind for a corner over on the other side, which will be taken right in front of the Tannadice tunnel off to our right.
Well, we spoke about the goalkeeper coming in, Maynard Brewer, before, and we're saying why he'd be number one, and Jim's thrown him straight in. Is it because he's going to come for crosses and take pressure off? There's certainly been a lot of balls being played into the back area, but what the Hearts do well is, it's not just Finlay all the time, it's not just Cabore all the time, it's Halkett, and he takes turns at spinning. So who picks him up? Is it the biggest man that picks him up? Are they just looking for the one that's against the most vulnerable one in there? Because you're looking at the size here, Stevenson doesn't look big, Sybil doesn't look big, and they're having to pick up, and look who they're picking up against.
Milne takes this one, short to Leonard, it's now level with the United penalty spot. Rolls it low back the way there to Altena, right foot cross comes in, headed back across the 6-yard line and booted away by Lucas Stevenson. Kizanides picks it up and moves into a central position and rolls it out to this near side for Leonard. Back to Kizanides, back to Leonard again. Down below us here, Leonard with a disguised angle ball into the box, headed away by Strain and picked up over on that right-hand side by Farrugia. Up the line he goes, he couldn't keep it in play though, it's a Hearts throw-in. There is just no let-up right now for that United defence.
McAtee as well is such a big player to come back in, even when Cammy Devlin's here and Benny's here, but with them two been out, McAtee's been absolutely outstanding in that central area.
Here's Braga on the left, lovely chip ball into the box, headed away by Graham and then helped away by Molar, out to this near side for Trapanovsky, gets it up the pitch towards Sibbald, he goes down looking for a free kick, he's going to get one. He's got crashed to the ground by Thomas Bent Magnuson, and that will be a free kick just inside their own half for Dundee United. 4 minutes in the 45 to play, 2-0 Hearts.
They just need to try and get up the pitch, buy fouls, get throw-ins, they can get the long throw-in into the box. It's going to be such a thankless night for them, isn't it? I think even the way Hearts are just approaching this, moving the ball quickly from side to side.
As basic as it sounds, I think Jim needs to get 10 sets of legs on there that can run and can compete and stop the ball coming into the box, and see the supporters that are walking out and giving them a bit of trouble just now. It becomes a case of they can see there's fighting that side. That's all they're looking for, a bit of fight. We know they're down to 10 men, we know it's going to be difficult, but if you get 10 sets of, well, not 10 because the goalkeeper's obviously there, but you get 9 sets of legs in that pitch that can run and be competitive and get into people's ribs, it makes it difficult for Hearts. We know the ball's going to come into the box, we know that United are going to need to defend it, but just now it seems to be that wee bit too easy, and United are a wee bit passive now.
I was just about to say, they look as if they're wavering, don't they? They're on the edge of not chucking it, but they're on the edge of completely folding here.
And that's the part, because listen, the sending off happens and then the penalty happens, and then you look as if they're losing their discipline because there's a foul on the touchline and there's a pull somewhere else, and you're bordering on which way you're going to go. Do you go and you become too physical and you lose another man and you become down to 9? Do the players, as I said, do the players then put their heads down and then they concede another goal? I just think you need to get 10 really competitive players on the pitch and let them compete as much as they can, and let them make it difficult for Hearts. Don't allow them to beat the 1v1, don't allow the ball into the box, and see what you can get out of the game.
United free kick wide on the right, level at the edge of the centre circle in their own half. It's a long ball, Cleo Harding to the left hand side of the Hearts box, headed away by McEntee. Pass back to the edge of the area for Trapanovsky, he's got his back to goal, rolls it back to Sibbald, chip ball forwards, headed away by Halkett on the 18-yard line, and out for a throw into United on this near side. Another boost for Hearts was the sight of Cammy Devlin without the moon boot and the crutches beforehand. wonder when we'll see him back in the team. They're not missing Devlin and Shanklin, really. They felt aggrieved not to have won the match against Celtic last week, despite the absence of two of their key players. You can add Beningame, who's suspended, to that. Ferry with a throw into the Hearts box, helped in its way by Graham, but it comes right through to Swallow, and it stays United 0, Hearts 2. We've got 90 seconds of the 45 to play. There will be a fair amount added. In fact, I'm hearing 4 minutes as it stands. A minimum of 4 minutes will be added on to the end of the first half here at Tannadice. The Hearts are enjoying themselves, 2-0 up.
I think that was a wee opportunity there for Dundee United. It's a good throw in. Graham gets a good flick on it. Moeller, somebody has to be round about the goalkeeper there just to get. How many times you see a striker runs across and gets a little flick and it just goes into the bottom of the goal?
It's a push by Moeller, and that's a free kick to Hearts.
They might be the only
chances.
They might be the only chances that Dundee United get.
Yep.
And they're just sort of letting them swing by.
Just say, when you look at the fixture list coming up for Hearts, and I know there's a derby roaming into view. After this, they go to Paisley. It's not going to be an easy game. They lost in the League Cup there in penalties and were held in the league. But St Mirren are struggling. Hibs, that's at home. They're then huge game against Rangers at Ibrox. Then look at the fixtures in the lead up to the split. At home to Falkirk and Aberdeen, then a trip to Kilmarnock, then it's Dundee at home, and then it's a trip to bottom place Livingston before they host Motherwell before the split. This Kabori picks up, drives into the box, breaks to McEntee. United half cleared it. McEntee's effort sliced behind for the corner. Hearts are in brilliant shape for going into the post-split fixtures, where they'll all cut each other's throats, but they're in a brilliant place to potentially go into the post-split fixtures with a decent advantage.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the dream for them. But even just taking this game into the equation, if they go tonight 9 points ahead of Celtic, 7 ahead of Rangers.
4 confirmed at the end of the first half.
That is incredible.
Another corner in front of the tunnel. Milne takes it, headed away there at the near post by Strain. The header back out to this near side by Leonard for Milne. There's a foul though by Harry Milne, although in fairness to him, he was going for the ball there. He'd eyes in the ball, but he's wiped out for Ujia. Milne's been booked for it too. I think it's fairly innocuous from the first sighting of it, not seen a replay. He's got his arms outstretched and wondering why on earth it was even a foul, let alone a caution. Eyes on the ball the whole time.
Yeah, I don't think it's a booking. I think it's one of the ones where both players go for it and we all just stand there and go, oh.
Well, viewing it again, it looks as if Milne jumps to head it, and as he jumps, it's his shoulder that connects with his face. It's probably a bit harsh to be booked, to be honest, but again, another Hearts corner, ball into the box, and United need to defend it. It's important just now, I know there's 4 minutes added time, but it's important just now that United get in at 2-0. That if there's another goal, then it becomes really, really difficult. Whereas if they get in just now at 2-0, Jim can galvanise them, he can keep them together, he can make sure they're disciplined and be ready to go for the second half.
Down the hill in the second half as well, which even that would perhaps aid their cause slightly when it comes to damage limitation. Trying to get long balls in behind. And it looks a thankless task for them. A minute and a half into the 4 that were added at the end.
I think he's got to play on that, isn't he? You're right in what you're saying there, Liam, the fact that they're shooting down the hill. Can you get in at half time and say, listen guys, we're shooting down the hill, can we get it wide? Can we get, as I said, the throw-ins, if we get the opportunity to put it in the box, can we get it in the box, and can somebody just go and get their head on the ball, get something for us and try and get a goal and get back into the game? They have to try and be positive in a sense.
Earlier today there was a victory for Kilmarnock at long last, first time since the 4th of October against an insipid Aberdeen. 3-0 it was. Aberdeen down to 10. Graham Shinney sent off in the second half. Our thoughts with Mats Kanusta, who picked up what looks like a really bad injury. We hope for decent news on the Dutchman, but Aberdeen as a whole awful today. Tawanda Maswinise at it again for Motherwell. 2-0 win at Livingston. Goalless at Mirren Dundee. Remember on Sportsound to come tomorrow. Hibs Rangers 2 o'clock kick-off. Celtic Falkirk at 3. Long ball for United up towards Moeller. Comes all the way through to Swallow, who holds on at the edge of his box. And then stays Dundee United 0, Hearts 2. Hearts heading for yet another victory on the road as the long ball from Swallow is aimed up towards McEntee. He was fouled by Graham. Free kick to Hearts as they look for a third before the break.
As I said, it's an important time that Jim makes sure they don't concede before half time. It's a set play. One they need to defend. We know how dangerous Hearts are, but becomes a case of concentration, because the goalkeepers had to make 2 saves from set plays just after they went down to 10 men, and just now it's making sure.
Oh, mate, I'm just going to say 100% if Hearts score for this, he will be looking for a hedge at half time to disappear into.
Well, Mark Leonard and Harry Milner over the free kick, 10 yards from the near side touchline. In from Leonard to the left hand side of the box. There is a header from Halkett, which is comfortably held on to here by Maynard Brewer, the Hearts skipper Craig Halkett, with Shankland out injured. Maynard Brewer held on to that one comfortably. So knocking on half time here. The United players, when they hear the half-time whistle, will be relief but annoyance that it's not the final whistle right now, albeit here goes Farrugia driving down the right-hand side. He's managed to get himself into the box, then runs into a cul-de-sac, and Milne gets himself on the ball and clears up towards Kabori, goes down, he slip notices the referee, but it's a heavy touch by Cleo Harding, and there is the half-time whistle. The Hearts players wanted a bit more on top of that, but the 4 minutes of added time have come and gone. And it is half-time at Tannadice, and a busy first half for Callum Scott, the referee. 2 big decisions he didn't make in real time. But it is Hearts who have the 2-goal lead, and they're well worthy of it in the end. United actually started the game pretty well, but Pierre-Landry Kabori opened the scoring. Only 11 minutes, great run by Milne down the left, low ball across, tapped home by Kabori. And Hearts had the lead at that point, but just the beginning of Dundee United's troubles, because they were reduced to 10 men. Amar Fatah sent off, initially given a yellow card for his challenge on Leonard. It was upgraded by the referee after an on-field review advised by Don Robertson, the VAR, and within a few minutes Alexandros Kiziridis had converted a penalty after a foul by Ryan Strain on the left-hand side of the box. The ref initially gave a free kick, it looked inside, it was inside, and Kiziridis sent Maynard Brewer the wrong way to slam it into the bottom left-hand corner. It has been hard work for Dundee United, for the Hearts supporters who are dreaming of a league title success come May. Well, they're heading towards another step on the road to that title, a first since 1960 and a first non-Celtic or Rangers top-flight title success since 1985. Half-time in the City of Discovery is 10-man Dundee United 0, Heart of Midlothian 2.
On digital radio,
online at BBC Sport Scotland,
on BBC Sounds,
or ask your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Scotland Extra.
This is Sports Sound
from BBC Radio Scotland.
A seismic Scottish Cup moment.
Home of historic neighbourhood rumbles.
And beaten their big Glasgow neighbours.
Home of scrappy underdogs and sensational upsets.
Absolute bedlam at East End Park.
Home of every heartache and every opportunity.
It is one of the biggest Scottish Cup upsets in this tournament's long history.
This is the home of the Scottish Cup. Live coverage of the 5th round next weekend on Sports Sound. Listen on digital radio or ask your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Scotland.
Yeah, second half coverage coming up, voiced by Liam McLeod. We'll give him a wee rest for now while we get the half-time thoughts of Ryan and John. Ryan, I'll come to you first of all. My mind's going back to what Derek McInnes said before the game. He expected it to be close. He must be as surprised as anyone at the half-time scoreline.
Oh, I think he'll be standing on the touchline, the happiest man in here. Just the way it's unfolded, the way things have happened, getting the goal, because Dundee United actually started reasonably well the first 5-6 minutes, got themselves into good positions, didn't capitalise on getting into their positions, and then the first goal that Hearts got was, from a Hearts point of view, superb. 1-2s, Harry Milne gets to the byline, puts the ball across, and as I was speaking to you before the game, felt that Kabori just needed that goal, gets himself in between the sticks and gets a tap in for 3 yards. And then they get the sending off, which goes in their favour as well, which I understand by the rules nowadays. You run the risk of getting sent off when you make a tackle like that. I don't like it. I don't think it should be a sending off. I think it should be a yellow card and a talking to, because you can tell the players not maliciously went in to try and hurt Leonard. And then they go on from that and they get the penalty. Again, Braga causing problems. I think, as I said during the commentary as well, I think since Lawrence has been out, Braga's stepped his game up. He was pivotal in the first goal with the 1-2 with Millen, and then he gets himself into an area where he's inside the box, gets the penalty, and then Kizaridis, who again I felt needed a goal, albeit it's a penalty, it's still a goal, and Hearts find themselves 2-0 up, and at this moment in time absolutely cruising. And for the Dundee United players, I mean, I feel for them so much, because I've been in that position as well, where you're down to 10 men, you're getting battered from pillar to post, and it's just horrendous. So I mean, big team talk for Dundee United at half time, and for Hearts, as Liam was saying in commentary there, is can they now go on? I know they've got a really good goal difference as is, but can they go on and get another couple of goals and make it an unbelievable Saturday night, and they can sit tomorrow in the houses and watch Rangers and Celtic, and the pressure is firmly on both of them.
John, Ryan saying the big team talk for Dundee United at half time. I mean, what can Jim Goodwin say? What can he do to get anything out of the game, or is that gone?
What can he say? It's hard to say the game's gone, because they're coming down the hill, and if they get a goal and Hearts come out, we've all seen how difficult it can be to play against 10 men, and how difficult 10 men can make it. Their shape being good and playing for set plays, but this Hearts side are so good at set plays, in both boxes, so that becomes tough. What can he say? The bit he needs to make sure is they maintain their discipline, because they've already got 10 men. There was a couple of late challenges to begin with, so maintain their discipline. But also the other part is make sure they're still competitive, make sure they're not passive, and make sure they're still aggressive and not so much their press, but in their contact with the players. What he'll do, I said at the time, I think he needs to get as much legs on the pitch now as possible, and make sure that as simple as this sounds, and as basic as it sounds, get 9 players, plus a goalkeeper, 9 players to run about, and when they go and run, they become competitive, they become hard to beat. And they make up yards, because ultimately Hearts know they've got a game on Wednesday night. They know they've got a big game coming, and they're not wanting contact. They think the game's done, so it's a case of making sure that they keep going as much as they can. Sapsford looks to be warming up intensely with the sports scientist, so I think he looks as if he's coming on. Who that's for, I don't know. What system he'll go to, I'm not quite sure, because at beginning with it looked as if he was going a 5-2-2, and then it changed and it looked like a 4-3-2, and then it looked like a 4-4-1. And I think it's just getting something, and maybe even asking the players, listen, what do you feel most comfortable in just now? Is it a 4-4-1? We just sit off it and we allow the centre backs to have it, because ultimately they don't want to concede any more goals. We know they're not the most prolific at home, they haven't scored that many at home this season, so it's making sure that it doesn't become embarrassing for them. And if Jim could get out here just now with a 2-0 defeat and move on to the next, I think he would probably take that.
United, John, though, from my point of view, they've made it quite straightforward for Hearts, because the goal was a tap in for Kabore. He kind of stole, I watched it several times, he just kind of steals in between 2 defenders who just kind of switch off. But it's also quite soft in terms of them trying to stop the ball coming over.
Yeah, as I said at the time, Jim will be really angry and disappointed with how that goal's conceded. It's far too easy. The ball gets played over Harry Milne on the far side on the touchline. Harry plays round the corner first time because of Kizaridis, and Ryan Strain drops his runner, doesn't follow the 1-2, which then brings out Cleo Harding to the ball, and Harry Milne just fires it across. But as you say, Ross Graham and Carestes are in the middle of the 6-yard box, but they're not doing anything, and Kabore's got a tap in. So for Jim, all his sides are always hard to beat. They're solid defensively. For me, he'll be raging and angry at the fact that goal has been conceded too easily, and of course it swings the game in Hearts' direction. And as you say, they've made things easy for Hearts defensively, but before that there's 2 or 3 opportunities to fire the ball across the Hearts box and make them defend, and they turned it down. So you can see why they're not scoring a lot of goals, but the way they've conceded the goals this evening, he will be absolutely furious.
A couple of VAR interventions, probably 2 out of 2 correct. Would you agree with that? I know you're not sold on the red card, Ryan, but I've watched it, and I know it's always worse when it's slowed down to slow motion, but it looks quite a dangerous tackle. It looks to me as if he's clearly endangering the opponent there.
Yeah, I get it to an extent. I just think that he's not intentionally went, and I know, and John knows, if if I take a bad touch and then I wanted to really do John, you can tell, and I don't think he has. I think he's just taken a bad touch and then he's kind of probably thought, oh no, I've taken a bad touch, and he's stretched for it. I understand that he's then put his studs onto Leonard's ankle, but at the same time I think we need to use, I get it because of the rules and I get what you're saying, but I just the way I was as I couldn't play nowadays, honestly. I would never get a game. I'd be suspended.
I'm sure you would tailor it towards the new VAR era, would you not?
Mate, I honestly couldn't. I genuinely couldn't. It just was not my game. It was. I wanted to make these sort of tackles, and I didn't want to try and hurt somebody, but I wanted to be about it. And I don't think you can nowadays.
No, we're close to making it a non-contact sport. Either that, we're close to drawing lines or circles in players' socks, and you cannot tackle above that line.
I think that's a yellow card. I think it's a yellow card. I think the referee has to just say, listen, the next one.
Well, remember though, Ryan, the threshold for a second yellow is meant to be higher than for the first yellow.
Stop annoying me, please.
Well, that's the guidance. That's
stop.
the guidance, isn't it?
I know. It busts my head, honestly. I just wish it would just go back to use VAR for the offsides, and then the penalty. Brilliant, I understand that, but have a bit of common sense with the tackling. Like, you can clearly tell if somebody's went in and tried to do somebody. He hasn't, and it just again. It just sort of zaps everything out of the game.
We're talking about a pitch before the game as well. Yeah. We're talking about how bobbly the pitch is and how much of a battle it's going to be. You're not going to take the most perfect touch.
Do you think that's a red card, David?
Do you know what? Well, today, yes, I do.
And do you like it? Tomorrow? But do you like that? Do you like the fact that that's a red card?
I don't know whether it's a case of whether I like it or not.
I hate it. I just don't like. Come on, like, we need to be able to tackle. And if you're going to be able to tackle, if I'm wholeheartedly going to be able to tackle, I have to have the understanding that I'm going to get some of them wrong, but I'm not intentionally trying to break somebody's legs or trying to like endanger another opponent. He was literally he's taking a bad touch. He was trying to rectify that by trying to stretch after it. Yeah. Just give him the booking.
I can see both points of view in this, but I think by the letter of the law,
you should only be able to see my point of view.
You sound like my wife there.
She's always right.
No, but I mean, so the second incident in which VAR was involved was the review,
and I think that's right.
I mean, that was fairly clear cut.
Yeah, and I think that's right. And again, that's when obviously it is at use and it is good. Liam obviously spotted it, and I mean, we're high up in the stand here. We're a good bit away. He spotted it was in the box. I actually thought it was out the box, and then you see it from VAR, and that's a good part of it, because then obviously as a penalty, yes, brilliant, well done, and I agree with that sort of part of it. I just think there has to be a bit of leniency when it comes to the tackling side, because I think that's what a lot of us want to see. Now, we don't want to see, as I said, people endangering each other, but we want to see people turning up and having a go and putting their bodies in the line and things like that. But yeah, the second decision, 100% bang on, and it was right.
Well, the first decision, John, the ref was fairly close to it, so he must have, he's obviously seen it in real time.
That's what I said at the time, David. Like, Callum Scott, for me, is a top referee. He makes good communication with players, he speaks to them respectfully, and he gets that respect back. I think he's got the decision right at the time. He's on top of it. He's not late. There's no malice. He goes for the ball because he's took it. I don't think it's a bad touch. I just think he's unaware of what's round about him. The ball, he manages to get it outside his foot and away from him into space. Matt Leonard's just there and gets there just a little bit sharper. And because he's that little bit sharper, the toe comes out for Fata. Now, Callum Scott's on top of that. He's managed the situation. As I said, I don't think he's went in to hurt him. With the letter of the law, it's a red card, but we're taking out that contact that football is, that the bit where people want to see challenges. Now, of course, Matt Leonard could have got hurt. You can get hurt in any challenge, but it would be interesting for me. Derek McInnes played in the heart of the pitch, right in the middle of the pitch. He was a combative, combative midfielder. I know it's going to be maybe a different side of it, but Hearts will probably
he's
going to win the game.
He's going to say it's 100% a red, isn't he?
No, but it might. That's what I'm saying. It might be different because Hearts going and win the game. Derek might be in a good mood and go, if my player was sent off for that, it'd possibly be different. But the night you'll get an honest answer from him, because it looks like Hearts will go on and win the game. And the type of player that Derek was in the middle of the pitch, he might say, listen, it's no red for me. But at that point, for me, if I'm a manager, I want my players in the midfield making sure that they know their opponents against a challenge, and they're not prepared to pull out of something because in the fear of being red carded. And I'm sure Derek would be the same.
Well, when we're talking about Derek, I posed the question what Jim Goodwin's team talk would consist of. What about Derek McInnes? It's fairly easy for him, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he would literally just be, can we go and get another couple of goals, don't get complacent. Sometimes you actually find that when you're actually playing well and things are going good, managers will actually come in and give you a wee bit of a jolt and a wee bit of a roasting on the pretense that they don't want you to go out and think, oh, this game's done, and then you get really slack and you end up making it a really difficult second 45 for yourself. I don't think that group of players down there will. As I said at the start of the show, Hearts just need to be so professional, and they have been. They've been outstanding in what they've done, even with the situations that happened. They'll just need to keep doing what they're doing, and hopefully they get another couple of goals.
Well, second 45 not that far off, so I'll hand you over to Liam McLeod.
Yeah, and a change for Dundee United. I think the guys mentioned that Zach Sapsford was going to be coming on, and he has replaced Christian Trapanovsky at the start of the second half. Hearts very much in the comfort zone currently. Before tonight, 4 points better off than they were at this stage in 2005-2006 when they finished second, as United and the Chandarine and Black get the second half underway, shooting down the hill towards the Eddie Thompson stand. Hearts in their change kit, the white shirts, maroon shorts, and it's Stevenson winning the throw-in off Milne down on this near side, level with the Hearts penalty spot. What kind of fist of it can Dundee United make in this second half?
I think exactly what they've just done there, put it in the corner. They've managed to get a throw in. You could see that they actually went to take it quickly, and straight away everybody was like, no, don't wait for Ferry to come over to take it. And this is what they need to do. They need to just launch throw-ins in and try and get something.
Launch some kind of bombardment here. It's Ferry's throw into the box. It's a simple header away by Finlay, though not decisive. Comes back out to Ferry on this near side, left-footed ball into the box. It's headed away by Halkett. United somehow need to find the next goal. Was that a foul by Braga? No, it wasn't, says the referee. Braga goes long with the right foot, looking for Kizaridis. Has he found him? Yes, he has. Left-hand side of the box. First time ball across for Kabore, and knocked away to safety by Sibbald. Magnuson for Hearts. No changes for them at the start of the second half as Ross Graham wins the header. And Altena decides to keep it in play rather than let it go out for the throw. Gets his cross in, but it's a comfortable take for Maynard Brewer, who's in goal for Dundee United, who did make that change in the first half when they took off Carestes to put Ferrugia onto the park. Maynard Brewer in goal. Strain, Cleo Harding, Graham and Ferry across the back with Sibbald, Ferrugia, Stevenson, Sapsford and Molar. That's the United side. Hearts have Schwolo in goal. It is Altena, Halkett, Finlay, Milne, McEntee, Leonard, Magnuson, Braga, Kizaridis and Kabore. 10 against 11, the 11 leading 2-0. United with the ball down the far side, which will be picked up by Altena. Gets it clear. Was previously playing in the Dutch second tier before being picked up by Hearts this month. This Kizaridis finds Magnuson and threads it to Kabore. Game could get quite stretched in the second half. Kabore has it, right hand side of the box, looking for space to shoot. Tries to take Ferry on, breaks out wide right, comes the cross. The header from Magnuson's over the bar, into the shed, and stays United 0, Hearts 2. I think there's going to be loads of chances for Hearts in the second half. United, as they try and somehow get something back into this one.
I agree with you. There looks as if there's a lot of space in that pitch, and there's going to be an overload for Hearts as well. United have come back out second half and went 4-3-2. They've got two up front, and they're going to try and obviously get something out of the game. But with that, there becomes space in the defensive third. So when United have got bodies forward, they're putting the ball into the box, they're going to get caught in the counter. And what Hearts have got at the top end is good legs with Braga, Kabore, Kizaridis. And I actually looked at Kabore's movement here when he dragged the two centre-backs away. He makes a run across and peels off. Just a backwards movement. It's really clever. And you can see he's one that's looking to get a bit of confidence about himself.
Well, a victory for Hearts tonight would take them beyond their final season's points tally of last term. Already not out of January, which There's one way of marking the improvement, but I think the main way is by looking at the league table, where they sit right now, and their best points tally at this point since season 91-92. They went all the way through to match day 28, and things started to fall by the wayside at that point, albeit that was in the 2 points for our win days. But if you were to add the extra point for the victories, as it is in the 3 points for our win days now, that's the best points tally since 91-92. Here's Milne getting it from Kizaridis. He's in the box. Harry Milne to the byline, pulls it across, blocked by Maynard Brewer at his near post, kept alive by Braga, and he can't quite get the second touch onto it. It's cleared by Cleo Harding at the byline inside his own box, and then Perugia, he's gone back into traffic there. Leonard putting the pressure on. Sybil gives it straight to Kabori. Back to Leonard, right-footed switch of play, right to left to Kizaridis on this near side, taking on Strain, dips the shoulder, chops onto his right, shows too much of it to Strain and gets it half away. Findlay rolls over the right foot out to this left-hand side. It's Kizaridis. This little tap there to Milne, ball into the box looking for Magnuson, is swept to safety by Farrugia. Now Findlay in the centre circle, works it out to the right-hand side for Altena, who switches it over to the left again for Kizaridis. Got Hart second from the penalty spot. In comes the cross, should be the keeper's. In fact, he's just going to let it go behind for the goal kick, and it will stay 10-man Dundee United 0, Hearts 2.
Yeah, you can see every time that Hearts get it, if they get it on the right-hand side, that the space on the left-hand side is so huge that they're just trying to draw Dundee down that side to then get it out the opposite side as quickly as they can to usually get Kizaridis to go and run at the full-backs. I mean, as John's saying there, the three Dundee United central players, the work that they're going to have to do in this 45 is going to be incredible for Dundee United to even try and muster up chances and try and get back in the game.
Yeah, it's a horrible situation that United find themselves in. I think the guys were saying at half-time, if this game finished 2-0 Hearts, Jim Goodwin would probably be relatively happy, given how early Hearts were 2-0 up and how early they were down to 10 men.
I think the one thing that it'll do for him is give him a bit of confidence, the fact that his boys haven't just chucked it. It's so difficult. Ranks will be in that situation as well when you're down to 10 men and you're playing against a team that's top of the league and things like that. It's such a hard thing to do because the opposition are so full of confidence. They're obviously technically very, very good. So I think you can take heart on it if it does finish 2, that the boys haven't just chucked in the towel. They've tried their hardest to stick together. And then, as you said, I think at one stage in the first half, you just put it in the bin and you move on.
I think he's got to take that. The part being just now, he's trying to get an attacking threat, which he has to be commended for, because he's got 2 up front, which you're going to have to give away the sides of the pitch to do that, to be an attacking threat. So you're going to concede more chances. And by doing that, you're giving the 3 in the middle a lot of work to do. That's why I'm saying you have to get legs on the pitch.
Brilliant from Kabori. He's full of confidence now as he threads it through towards Braga. Cut out by Graham though. Sapsford picks up for United. Now it's with Moller back up to the right there for Sapsford, United's top scorer this season. At the edge of the box, he's decided to shoot. Easy for Swallow. And Moller was probably his only option. There were a couple moving towards the edge of the box. He decided to go himself, and there's more in hope than expectation.
Into Dundee United's hands here, Hearts, by letting it stretch.
Yeah, that's what the second half is going to be. What just was there in the last 30 seconds, I'm making signs to Ryan. The pitch is huge, it's massive. They've made it become big, and for Hearts, that can be a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing, because when they lose the ball, United are leaving 2 up, almost cheating, and as soon as they win it, they're just firing into the 2 strikers, and they could get caught in the break.
Mario Braga, left-hand side of the United box, looking for space to cross. It's a lovely ball, switched out to the right-hand side of the D there for Altena, works the 1-2 with Kizaridis. Altena to the edge of the box for Magnuson. It's a poor touch, and that allows Sybil to clear. And we'll stay at 2-0 to Hearts. 52.5 played.
Magnuson's been superb since he came into the team, but that's the one part that really lets him down.
His touch.
You know, that final part, sees his touch to then go and have a shot where he should really just concentrate. Good touch and get the shot away, it lets him down that.
Just round about the box?
Yeah, just round about the box.
Findlay for Hearts, left of the centre circle, forward to Leonard, out to the left side here for Milne. Looks up, bends the ball in, the goalkeeper comes and takes cleanly above Kabori's head on the 6-yard line, and it stays 2-0 to the visitors.
I actually think the goalkeeper's done well.
I was going to say that's why he's his number 1, obviously.
He comes there, the edge is it 6 yards, 8 yards out, and takes it clean when there's bodies round about him. catches it, he makes a good save, albeit it's his face, but I don't think the goalkeeper's done a lot wrong in the game, so you can see why Jim's obviously brought him in. He looks confident, and he's going to have to defend crosses getting into the box, because Harry Millen's getting the ball out his feet at will just now and just putting it in and make them attack it.
There's Kizaridis winning it off Sibbald, who hauls him to the ground cynically. Hearts will play on with the advantage here. Sibbald may be getting booked in a moment. Here's Braga, left-hand side of the box, comes off Cleo Harding, and behind, goal kick only. Looked like that might have been a corner as Claudio Braga wags his finger at the referee. And here comes the yellow for Sibbald, and it stays Dundee United 0, Hearts 2.
Yeah, it's the correct decision. I think he'd obviously... Kizaridis has got away from him, and he's not really no option. He's 35, 40 yards out, bearing down in your goal. You've got to just try and give him that wee sort of tug, that professional foul. The problem now is he's on a yellow card, and there's only 3 he's in there, and you're trying to get about the pitch.
There was a point, Ryan, in that first half after the Fatah red card and the second Hearts goal. There was a period there where United were threatening to lose their discipline completely.
Yeah, and I think that's why he made the substitution at half time with who was it that went off? Trapanovsky, yeah. Because obviously he was the one that started it down on the touchline, getting booked straight after the sending off. And they need to be disciplined. They've actually, listen, they've not a shot at goal in that, but they've actually came out in the second half, and you can see what they're trying. As John said, they've went with the 2 up top. He's been brave. Hearts just can't get into this sort of basketball match that it is just now, on the pretense that they end up getting a goal.
Milne to Gabori, left-hand side of the box. It's McEntee who shoots, and straight at Maynard Brewer, who holds on. Braga was waiting for it on the 6-yard line, and he's a little bit frustrated.
See, these are the things that can actually kill the game for Hearts. Look, I actually think Gabori's done well tonight. He holds the ball in, he links with McAtee, the ball comes back to McAtee, he's at the angle, I don't know, 16, 17 yards out, and he tries to whip his foot round about it, and it comes near post when they've got an overload. These are the decisions that could actually kill the game just now and make it a comfortable evening for Hearts, because the way it is just now, and I think Jim's frustration will be with Moeller, the striker. The ball's getting played forward into him, and he's an isolated figure. He's got Sapsford round about him, who's dropped him slightly deeper, but when it comes into him, he must hold it to take pressure off, rather than the ball coming up, him losing it, and then it becomes another Hearts attack.
It's come all the way through to Maynard Brewer, who scampers out of his box to clear with the left foot into the Hearts half. Down goes Moeller, no fouls, is the referee. Challenged by Findlay, and now it's with Milne, who flicks it with the outside of the left boot to the touchline for Kizaridis, who's now attacking the United box again, skips infield as he loves to do. Little back heel, finds Leonard, right-footed, bending ball towards the back end of the 6-yard box, with sails over everyone, and behind for the goal kick, and it will stay 2-0 to Hearts in 56 minutes.
Derek McInnes doesn't look too happy either, to be fair, down the touchline just now. I think he'll be disappointed that Hearts are sort of, as we're saying there, the game's getting stretched. They're letting Dundee United have sort of spells in the game where I think if they squeeze up and try and just hem them into their own half, instead of that where it's you ever kind of come up the park and then we'll work the park sort of game. I don't particularly see Dundee United fashioning a way back into the game, but I don't think Derek will be overly happy with the way that Hearts are sort of managing the game.
I think Jim's finding a way to stay in the game and not find his way out it, because I think Sibbald will come off now for Kamara, because Sibbald's just been booked and they can't go down to 9. They have to try and make sure they stay in the game. So Jim's bit up in the now will just be make sure we stay in the game as long as we possibly can. You can see Sibbald's and the 3 in the middle have got a lot of work to do, and by that, just losing a man or losing a runner, he can't afford somebody else to get booked.
Yeah, McAtee's in behind at the byline, pulls it back for Braga, his shot's blocked. Leo Harding was there, and he goes behind for the Hearts corner as they attack that shed end where the majority of the visiting supporters are housed. Albeit I think the refs overruled the linesman, as he might be a goal kick's been given in the end. I think he took a little nick off Ross Graham, went behind for a corner, but anyway, it's gone United's way. That's the thing from Derek McInnes' point of view. Pan Kamara comes on for Sibbald. If you're going to win titles, you have to set high standards, and he'll want those high standards maintained throughout the entire 90 plus minutes.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying at half time. Sometimes you think, from the outside looking in, you'll think they'll go in there at half time and they'll all just be sitting there having a chat and everything will be dead low key. I've been in change rooms where you've come in and you're winning at half time, the manager goes absolutely through you, and it's because he just wants to make sure you're maintaining these standards that you don't think, I'm going to go out for the second half.
But as a player, you respect that, don't you?
100%. I'd rather have that, because I was that dumb at times when I actually thought I'd cracked it, and you would go out for the second half and you'd be like, oh yeah, this is brilliant, and then you find yourself the second half not been as easy and as good as what it should be.
Do you know, it's interesting, I'm trying to remember that League Cup semi-final at Easter Road against Cali Thistle.
I mean, why would you
Cali Thistle, they were down to 9 men and they knocked you out. But
do you know it was my fault?
Well,
So, do you know
I remember you being a headline maker on the day for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, so basically we had a corner and I tried to had it off the boy and I missed him and they ran up the park and scored the equaliser.
That's right. But I'm just...
Yeah, that was nice, Liam.
How did they manage to win that game?
Because of me. Because of me being slack, that was 100% it. And I remember getting in the changing room after it and Billy Brown,
good luck with that.
I think he launched a Lucozade bottle off the back of my head. And again, I just took it because I knew what I'd done. And it was that complacency.
Now, good evening, Billy, if you're listening. Sports Sound here at BBC Radio Scotland. It is almost an hour gone here. Hearts leading by 2-0. Remember, huge matches to follow this one. Tomorrow, 2 o'clock start in the capital at Easter Road. Hibernian against Rangers. Kicking off an hour later in Glasgow. Celtic against Falkirk. But Derry McInnes's men are going to move 7 clear of Rangers and 9 clear of the defending champions, assuming they get the job done here, as everyone I think is expecting them to.
I think he'll be disappointed because this could have been a bit of a statement, this coming out for the second half and just putting Dundee United to the sword. And I think that will be the one thing that maybe will get at him a little bit, as so far in this second half they haven't really done that.
Hearts of the ball here with Halkett just right of the centre circle, back to Findlay. Plays it out to Milne on this left hand side, just on the halfway line. And then to Findlay again, square ball to Halkett, and out to Altena on that right side. And the Hearts, for so long they were needing a new right back. And it was always when Michael Smith went, it was replacing Michael Smith, and it took them a long time to get him replaced over the last 5 years or so, as Kabore goes down and wins the free kick just about midway inside United territory and slightly right to centre as they look for the game-killing third goal.
Yeah, United, they've done okay to begin the second half. We're now 15 minutes into the second half, and they've done well in regards to they've not as many shots as they had in the second period of the first half. But what they've done is they've got 2 up front, they've got a target to go and hit, and they've got a threat. They're still in the game, because let's be honest, if they get a goal then it becomes a bit nervy for Hearts. But what they have done is, by doing that, they've had to give up the sides of the pitch, so Hearts have had more possession, sustained possession when they're going side to side, and it looks as if Hearts are beginning to dominate the play.
Here's Kabore at the edge of the United box, stink ball to the left side for Kizarides, lovely little touch back to Findlay, and he just couldn't quite put it on a plate there on the 6-yard line. McEntee made a run into the box, or 1 or 2 others in there, and Craig Halkett was the closest to getting onto it in the end. A lovely little touch by Kizarides, so nonchalant there.
It was a great touch by Kizarides back to Findlay, this would have been some goal to one centre half, and Findlay's then trying to pick out Halkett at the back stick and just put it too high. But again, I just think, I wonder if Derek would maybe look at making a couple of substitutions to try and just get a bit more impotence in the game. And I don't know, I just think he'll be disappointed the fact that it's kind of just died a little bit the game. Obviously he's really happy with the first half performance and you're 2-0 up and all that, but I just think second half it's...
Yeah, and you mentioned that game in Paisley coming up in a few days.
Yeah, exactly that. So does he try and get a couple of boys off? Obviously the pitch been heavy as well. Get some other boys who have been sitting on the bench some minutes in their legs.
Gordon, Kent, McCart, Kabangu, Steinbender, Spittle, Keriota, Adju, and we might get a look at Rogers Mato as well. The new signing, who comes with brilliant pedigree, and they're pretty excited about what he could provide. Here's Kizarides on this near side, level with the edge of the centre circle. It's the big switch left to right out to Altena, under pressure from Ferry, gets it back to Halkett into the centre circle, and Leonard's onto it as he scampers over to this near side. Flicks it with the outside of the right boot forward to Milne, steps away from strain and field. It comes to Leonard, his ball forward cut out by Cleo Harding as he aimed for Kizarides. United have it in the midfield, and it's going to be knocked out to Pan Kamara on the right with his first goal for the club against Ayr United. Gets the cross in and the header's wide. What a chance! Zach Sapsford with the header puts it well wide, and the goal gaping in front of him. A major wake-up call for the league leaders, that one. And Sapsford knows himself. He's got to at least get that on target and potentially bring United back into the game against the odds. It stays 2-0 to Hearts.
That is a massive moment in the game, massive. Hearts have got lots of possession, they lose possession, and to be fair to United, they secure the first pass, it goes inside and then it goes forward, and as soon as it goes forward they all commit to it, they all run beyond, and Kamara gets out his feet. It's a great ball into the box and Sapsford running straight at it, so he's able to see the full goal, but as he gets the connection it just goes past the post. But if that goes 2-1, that the full state, the energy in the stadium changes. But likewise, if United get a third, I think the players just start, sorry, not United, Hearts get a third, the players start oozing with confidence, and then it becomes a different game. But right now it's playing into United's hands.
But it's what I was saying there, is Hearts have started this, as much as they've been possession, it's been slack. They give the ball away, they're under no pressure. Kamara does great initially with the ball goes through. Kamara does great initially playing the ball into the centre mid. His partner, he then gets it back and puts an even better ball in. That's one of the ones, if they're sitting in the change room at the end of the game, you're saying if that goes in, I wonder what would happen. Derek McInnes, I think Derek McInnes will be raging the fact that they've allowed this to go the way it has, Hearts.
Ross Graham has it and he knocks it back to his goalkeeper. And our Brewer makes a couple of touches inside his own penalty areas. We approach 65 minutes. No further damage has been done for Dundee United, who play Hibs on Wednesday evening. Then they've got the Spartans coming here in the Scottish Cup 5th round next Saturday afternoon, and then it's Aberdeen in the midweek here at Tynecastle. So they'll be keen to sweep this one aside, assuming there can be no Lazarus-like comeback, and focus on those games to come. That ball's played forward up towards Moller. It's bounced off him, but it breaks to Stevenson, wide left for Ferry. Left-footed cross comes in, it comes all the way through to Kamara on the other side. Can he keep it in play? Yes, he can. As he knocks it back up the line for Strain. Side foot ball back to Cleo Harding. Right-footed towards the 18-yard line, left angle of the box, where it's headed away by McEntee, and now it's with Braga. Rolls it with the right foot out to Kizaridis on this left-hand side. Kizaridis will now attack Strain, chops infield as he always does. His shot's blocked and cleared by Strain, and out for the Hearts throw-in on this near side. Here is a clear and present danger as Alexandros Kizaridis, but he always likes to come inside. You know exactly what he's going to do. Yeah, and I mean it's easy us standing up here, but if I'm in that team, I'm shouting, just show him the line, because you know he wants to come inside and get that shot off on his right foot. It's the old fullback one though, when the fullback comes out to the side, if he shows him down the line, he thinks he's embarrassing himself because he get done with pace and there's a ball coming in the box. But for the rest of the team's perspective, they know the ball's coming in, they can defend it, but if he's coming inside, it's a shot and goal. Yeah, I'd rather just show him down the line, and then if he chips it, if he puts a good cross in and the attacker scores, then it is what it is. Right hand side of the box, Magnussen's on to, pulls it back, Kapori blocked on the line, second chance saved by Maynard Brewer. Two bites at it did Kapori have. The first was blocked on the line, the second the goalkeeper saves, and Hearts cannot find the killer third goal. It stays 10 Man United, nil Hearts 2 on 67. That's why he's number one. I tell you, I think that's, we've got the monitor here, I think the second save's unbelievable. Oh, it is. He's on the deck and he's flicked up his right boot to block it again. The goalie. It's actually really, he's done well because he gets in the far side, it's a cut back, and as it cuts back to Kabori, you've seen it before, when the ball's behind you and you lift it over the bar, he's actually done well to keep it on target. Well, so Kabori's got to score that. I'm just going to say it's a great chance for Kabori, but Hearts have actually, by the looks of things, have got themselves a free kick about 25 yards from goal here. It's slightly left to centre. Craig Halkett will fancy it. I know he's got a wicked free kick. Just smash it. Yeah, hard as you can. No, but the one with the instep, like the David Luiz one, when it tries to dip at the end, is that what he's going to do? The Scottish David Luiz. Well, it's him or Milne. Halkett stands hands on hips, ready to take this by the looks of things. Sizing up Maynard Brewer's goal frame. Here he goes. Craig Halkett right footed over the wall and over the bar. And it stays United nil Hearts 2.
Nearly was as well, to be fair. I was far off it. If I saw him, I was going to tell him he's going to have to grow his hair if he put that in the top corner. But I mean,
Owen Sturton coming on for United to replace Mola.
I think Kabori's got to score them, and his 2 chances he's had, I know it ranks as 100% right. Sometimes you end up, I've been there myself, where you think, oh, that's an easy one, you've blown it over the bar. He does well to keep it down, but he's got to score them. That's the difference. And if he wants to try and stake a claim in the team when Lawrence comes back, obviously it's got to be super difficult. You have to be scoring the one, so you can go to the manager and say, any chance I get, I'm scoring.
Especially the second one.
Yeah, the second one.
Braga's headers found Kizaridis. Level with the edge of the centre circle, the United half to the left of it, finds Magnuson and now works it out left to Braga. Runs into Stevenson though. Stevenson gets it clear up to the youngster Sturton, but he can't control. It's now with Halkett on the halfway line. Long clip ball down the left. Here goes Kizaridis. Down to the byline. Little ball in field looking for Braga. Steps away from Cleo Harding. It's Braga. It's saved by Maynard Brewer at his near post and turned behind by Strain for the corner.
That was a ridiculous bit of play there. Kizaridis brilliant, but wait, the touch from Braga round the corner. He actually just entices the defender in and just clips it over him to get the shot at goal.
Leonard has it left hand side of the box, short to Kizaridis. Left foot ball into the area is cleared. Run about the penalty spot by Farrugia, and out it goes for a throw-in to Hearts on this near side. Well, regardless of who you think's going to win the league, the bottom line is Hearts will not have a better chance to win the Scottish Premiership title than the one they've got over the course of the next few months.
Yeah, 100%. Listen, I think what they have to do is just take care of their own business. And this was a tough game tonight, as I said before the game started, 8 o'clock Saturday night. The pitch isn't great, but they've came here, they've obviously had a bit of help, in my opinion, in the sending off. But that aside, they were excellent in the first half. They're 2-0 up, and to go home tonight at 10 o'clock, 10:30, and be, as I said as well, be nine points ahead of Celtic and 7 ahead of Rangers with 14 games to go is absolutely outstanding.
I think it'd be a healthy thing for Hearts to win the Premiership. I really do. I think everybody in the country needs something fresh. Hearts winning it, they've got, I've said it time and time again, they've got a core of Scottish players. They've got young players coming through. James Wilson's obviously involved at times as well. Hasn't been involved as much as he would like to be. But for the full country, it would give everybody a lift in regards to what can go on with real investment, what can go on with backing.
I tell that to the Hibs fans.
See, to be fair, Hearts aside, I think it's just been what a season it has been for all of us. Just to watch, and the drama that's came along with it, I think it's just been excellent for Scottish football.
It's going to be a free kick to Hearts. It's taken quickly, a foul by Kamara. Here goes Kizaridis across the halfway line. He's got Milne bounding down to the left. He's found him. Milne plays it straight off Strain, but gets the break of the ball and gets it back on this near side. Strain bites back with the challenge, and out it goes for a throw. It's going to be a triple change for Hearts here. Steinvender, McCart and Carriota are all waiting to come on for the league leaders. 72 on the clock. United 0, Hearts 2. Throw in taken by Milne to Kizaridis, then to Milne, and then switches the play out to the right hand side, and it's with Altena. Right-footed ball clipped into the left-hand side of the box, where it's headed away by Ryan Strain and collected by Kamara, who comes up to the halfway line, forward to Sturton. Keeps it in play, but he's conceded the throw-in. Milne's challenge comes back off Sturton last and out for a Hearts throw. The changes will be made. Claudio Braga is coming off. Doesn't look too impressed with the decision, but Derry McInnes will want him firing again on Tuesday when they go to St Mirren. He's replaced by Carriota, and it will be Altena to be replaced by Steinvender, and Jamie McCart is going to come on for Milne. So those are the changes. McCart's played that left back position a few times recently,
and we were expecting forward changes, and he's changed his 2 fullbacks.
Mate, I think that tells you all you need to know about what he thinks of the actual game and how it's sort of went. And not that Dundee, they've had one chance, but the fact that it's sort of been a wee bit scrappy Hearts end, that you just bring on your 2 big centre halves that have played fullback the last couple of games and just completely shut up shop now. And I would imagine within, what was that, 73 minutes we've played, the last 10 minutes the new signing will come on as well, and you can give him 10 minutes just to get accustomed to playing with his teammates, and you get back down the road to Edinburgh with 3 points.
Here goes Will Ferry. It's a great run from him down that left-hand side. Steinwender gets involved for the first time and blocks the ball forward by Ferry. And now Hearts pick up with Magnussen in the midfield, forward to Kabore and back to Leonard in the centre circle. He's managed to fire it out to that right-hand side for Kyrgiota, who's just on. He's going to go for a goal. It's well high and wide and behind for the goal kick to Dundee United, and it remains 2-0 to Hearts here on Sportsound.
Yeah, I think he's done the right thing there, Kyrgiota coming inside, and he's obviously just trying to, how many times have we seen him put that killer cross in, and we know he's got the ability to do it. He's just, execution's completely wrong there. I mean, he's, again, we'll give him benefit of the doubt, he's only been on for 30 seconds, but yeah, I'm interested to hear Derek McInnes's interview after the game, just to see how he thinks that the second half's gone. And again, I think for Jim Goodwin's point of view, I mean, it's not ideal and he'll be dying inside at the moment, but these boys have acquitted them well. They've done well second half, they've dug deep. I think Kamara coming on's been decent enough for them as well, and he'll probably just look back on that one big chance that they had.
There's probably two ways to look at it as well, what Derek's done at half-time. If he's been in at half-time and went, had a go because they're winning 2-0 and he wants it to be more, then there is that side of it. But if he hasn't, what this has given him an opportunity to is go in at full time and have a go. Listen, these standards need to be better. We want to go and make sure that we do better. He's just punched out.
Just as John's talking, there's
I just said
Vargy, and it's a red card.
What is he doing?
And Kamara has been sent off, and Dundee United are down to 9 men. The substitute got himself embroiled over there. A huge melee of outfield players in there, and Pan Kamara is ordered off. A second red card for Dundee United on the night, and it's just another blow to Jim Goodwin's men. I'm not sure why he felt the need to get involved. It was Sturton and Halkett who were initially pushing and shoving. Kamara decided to join in the party, and he may well have stuck the head on Leonard. The guys will get a chance to see a replay now.
What is he doing? Do you know what, I was actually just about, obviously I actually think he's done well since he came on. I was going to say, I wonder why he's not really starting. There's your answer. I mean,
Jim is raging.
He would never play for me again, do you know that? Genuinely, I would just be...
I wouldn't fancy going to speak to Jim Goodwin after this match, after that.
No, you can
tell his face. But you listen, look, Sturton is on the floor with Halkett, and as Sturton gets up, he gives Halkett a wee push. I'm alright with that, because it's a young kid, not sticking up for himself in the pitch, but he's called over. Somebody's going to get spoken to the touchline here. But as that's happening... No,
it's another red card, and this time I'm just looking to see who it's been directed at. It's not Jim Goodwin or Lee Sharp. Well, it wouldn't be the first time in his career. It is. Shock.
And he's still
I thought it would be.
John did not see that for a fact it was Dave Bowman. He just knew it would be Dave Bowman.
Listen, I was here for 5 years. I knew exactly who it was when they went into the dugout, and he's still giving it away. He's getting down the touchline here, and he's absolutely slaughtering the linesman behind him.
Oh, well. Picked up a few of those in his playing days, the Dave Bowman. And the whole thing is, it's a Dundee United free kick, which has been flighted into the box by Ferry, headed away by Halkett. That was a Dundee United free kick, and they've just suffered a second red card for an outfield player and a red card for one of their
coaches. Do you know what I hate about it as well? Is Kamara's ran like 40 yards to do that. I just think, why?
It was a free kick for his team.
I know, why are you doing that? Absolute stupidity.
Madness. And now Dundee United have got to contend with the last 13 plus stoppage time. With just 9 players out there.
Liam, see, the thing is, like, see in a game you can have a bit of set two with a player or something, but he actually turns round and just puts a head in Mark Leonard. Mark Leonard's not even do it.
Skizaridis dancing his way into the box. It's still Alexandros Skizaridis, and he's off balance when he shoots, and it smashes off the roof of the shed and back onto the pitch, and stays Dundee United 0, Hearts 2.
Skizaridis, you can see the quality he's got when he comes inside, but the amount of times that he comes inside and doesn't actually hit the target.
Guys are getting another chance to watch Kamara.
What is he doing? I mean, why even do that?
But see, the thing is, the referee's actually watching him doing it. The referee's staring straight at it within about, what, a metre?
When you see it back, I mean, yeah, he's got to go because he's put the head on Mark Leonard. I'm not sure. Leonard dropped like a sack of tatties there.
Oh, it's not a proper headbutt in that, but you're just... That's what's even more frustrating about it. If you're going to do it and you're going to have a bit of madness, do it properly. Jesus Christ.
Dundee United on the ball in the centre circle with Cleo Harding, digs out a long right foot ball out to the far side for Ferry, and it's beaten him, and out it goes for the Hearts throw-in. The United fans who have stayed to watch this, and fair play to them, because this has been a nightmarish evening for them.
I mean, I actually feel for Dundee United, because you don't actually know if they've played good, bad or indifferent, because the sending off, I don't think it's a sending off. It's a massive bearing on the game. They've tried their hardest in the second half.
I think they've dug in.
They've dug in.
Second half
They've had one decent chance that they could have got a goal from, and then that moment of madness, now the game's just completely gone.
There's Leonard, who was involved in both red cards. Rolled out to the right side for Steinvender. Now it's Cariotta at the right angle of the box, fires the cross ball in. It's headed away out to this near side, where Kizaridis is onto it. About 11,500 inside Tannadice to watch this one tonight. Big contingent up from the capital as McEntee rolls it out to the right hand side. We'll be seeing the new signing Mato in just a moment for Hearts. Leonard, side football with the right out to the left hand side. Kizaridis level with the edge of the D of the United penalty area. Ball back in field here for Leonard, who will square it out to the right there for Cariotta. Little ball in field to Kizaridis. Now Magnuson, it might break here for Kabori, deflected and in! And number 3 arrives, despite the best efforts of Maynard Brewer. Kabore stands in front of the shed end full of Hearts fans, takes the acclaim, and Hearts are going to go 7 clear of Rangers, 9 clear of the defending champion Celtic. There is no doubt about that now. They are the real deal. It is 9-man Dundee United 0, Heart of Midlothian 3.
Listen, there's lots of passes round about the box and good movement, but as Kabore swivels and hits, to be fair, I don't know if he's offside or not, but it allows it to go in. I think it's Kizaridis that allows it to go in when you see it. But he swivels and hits, takes a deflection, goes over, and the goalkeeper gets a hand to it. It's just not strong enough. But great play for Kabore. And did you ever do dance moves like that after he scored, Ryan?
No. I'd do my backhand in that. I mean, I would take Kabore off now. I'd just be like, 2 goals, bring him off.
Magnuson's coming off.
Yeah, Magnuson, Kizaridis off. Adju's back from injury, comes on. It's been an injury hit first season for their record signing. But they can bring the record signing on now, and they can bring on Rogers Mato as well, the Ugandan who's arrived with a bit of a fanfare here from FK Vardar in North Macedonia. And he's on loan till the end of the season when it will become permanent. But there you go, 2 massive signings that the club have made, and a big outlay on them both. And Derek McInnes can throw them on, and for Mato it's his debut.
Yeah, can throw them on at 3-0 and it's comfortable. And the players in the first half have actually earned that. I don't think they've been great in the second half by any manner of means, but now with 10 minutes to go, they're playing against 9 men, and there's an opportunity for them to get broken into Scottish football. Again, I actually think Jim's managed the game really well in regards to having the 2 up front, but he's been let down by Kamara. That's a certainty. But when you look at the shots Kabore's had, he's had 5 this half, 5 the game, and scored 2 goals. So it's like a good night for him.
Absolutely. Stevenson for United rolls it out to Ferry on the left, midway inside the Hearts half. He angles it towards the edge of the box. The challenge by Findlay on Sapsford, no free kick. And Hearts clear. And Dundee United fans are furious, many more, when that ball trundled over the line for Kabore's second and Hearts third. Decided to head out as Mato chases a through ball, but Maynard Brewer gets there and smothers at his feet. 82.5 played, Hearts 3-0 up. This is another big victory for them.
Yeah, massive. I mean, when I was driving up to the game, I was thinking the times I played at Tannadice, how difficult a place it was to play, the pitch, all that sort of thing, and then trying to add into the fact, imagine you're top of the league, the pressure that's on you because you know Rangers and Celtic are playing on the Sunday, and they've done absolutely everything they have to do.
I tell you, that match on Sunday the 15th of February when Hearts go to Ibrox.
Be amazing.
If Hearts emerge with 3 points from that one, they've got to be seen as massive favourites, don't they?
100%.
No matter what Celtic do at this point.
Yeah, 100%.
And remember, Rangers and Celtic have got to go head to head themselves at the start of March. So Derek McInnes will be eyeing up a serious points advantage come the split, when they would have, and you would have to say, a pretty favourable set of fixtures leading up to the split.
Yeah, I think obviously I'm laughing here because the picture that says 1,000 words.
Right, so it's basically the monitor in front of us has got Dave Bowman surrounded by heaps of empty Tangerine seats.
And he's just shaking his head, just so
chuntering away at himself.
But I think
pretty sure none of what he's saying would be broadcast.
No. I think there we go.
It's one of the Hearts players has gone down over on the far side. It's Kabore, and the referee just trying to defuse another potential flashpoint over there, this time with Will Ferry.
Sorry, going back, I think even myself, as I was saying, thinking about the game, this is a tough game for Hearts. Subconsciously you're thinking they're going to have to lose at some stage, or the bubble might, but you now look at it, and as I said, to tick this one off, it's M14. Before we know it, they've obviously got the game midweek at St Mirren if they do well in it, and you're down at 12 games, then you're down to single figures. And as you said, they then go into Ibrox, and if they get a result at Ibrox, I mean,
that's the big one.
That'd be unbelievable.
How many of the Hearts fans are going to be roaring on Hibernian tomorrow at Easter Road?
Well, I'll be one of them. I mean, but it is though, obviously, as you're saying, Rangers and Celtic have got to play each other as well. Hearts are so far in the driving seat just now for me. And then, as you're saying, they're bringing in a new signing, they're getting boys back from injury as well.
Might be more to come in the next couple of days.
Yeah, you don't know as well. So, all in all, it's another massively positive night for Hearts.
And they next go to St Mirren. Dundee United go to Hibs. As I said, they play Rangers tomorrow live in Sportsound, 2 o'clock kick-off. Celtic Falkirk kicks off an hour later. Be available across the frequencies tomorrow here on BBC Radio Scotland. It's Lucas Stevenson with a Dundee United free kick. This game evaded them a long time ago, and that free kick's evaded them as well, as it's mopped up over on that far side. Hearts clear, long ball, Ferry into the Hearts box, headed away by Findlay. Rolled back by Carriota to McEntee. He'll then look to try and get Kabore involved in a hat-trick now, of course, but it's cut out by Ferry, who rolls it back to Cleo Harding. And now it's with Stevenson and back out to the far side. But in the final 4 minutes of the 90, long ball forward towards Sturton for United. Findlay defending it and does well, takes away from his goalkeeper and prevents the corner, and it will be just a Dundee United throw-in over on that far side. Hearts leading 3-0, cruising.
When Ryan's speaking about when he's coming to the game tonight and how he thought it's going, I wonder what's going through Derek's head, because it's certainly never not going to be, I'm going to Tynecastle tonight, it's going to be this easy, we're going to win 3-0, we'll play against 9 men. He would envisage the game being so much harder than what it's actually been. So for him going away for tonight's game, they've got a 3-0 victory. I don't think they've been great in the second half by any manner of means. They've not created as many chances as what they would have, but as Ryan says, it's another one ticked off. They've got another 3 points, and they can go and sit with their feet up tomorrow and watch the other 2 fight it out.
Even if Rangers were to win their games before they play Hearts at Ibrox, a Hearts victory in that one would take them 7 clear again, as they will be tonight if Hearts were to do the business against St Mirren and the derby.
The big thing is
that 7 plus the goal difference advantage.
100%. Well. And the big thing as well is we're now going to have to see what Rangers and Celtic are made of pressure-wise, because they go there tomorrow knowing they have to win. Even a draw for Rangers or Celtic is not a great point.
Here come Hearts looking for another one here to add to the goal difference. The low ball in is cut out by Stevenson, and behind for a Hearts corner.
They've got St Mirren Wednesday night, Tuesday night St Mirren, and then it's feet up Scottish Cup weekend, and then the two of them need to go and play again, so there's plenty of time for them to rest and make sure that they've got their players fresh and ready for the run-in.
Their game after that's Hibs at Tynecastle. And given what happened at Easter Road last time those two met, they'll be keen to dish out some revenge, let alone anything else. Hearts corners, taken short to the edge of the box for Leonard, takes a touch right foot, digs it out, header back across, chance and over the bar. It's a poor effort really.
McEntee's got to score that.
And it goes over the bar. But yeah, McEntee had the first goal at
I
it.
think he's the old saying, the old 50 pence head there.
But again, it's a short corner. United all get dragged in. Leonard takes a touch out his feet and clips it to the back post, and there's two of them waiting to head it. I think he's seen 3 balls and picked on the right hand side.
But it's amazing how you can just see Hearts. It's such a simple thing that they do, is every time they get the ball wide, they just try to hit somebody at the back post. And they must obviously, Derek will work on that, where it is any time it goes in wide areas, can we get somebody in at the back post? And they continually do it, and they continually get joy from it.
Former Dundee United captain, of course, Derek McInnes. As United get a free kick just left of the centre circle in the Hearts half. Well, this has been shooting fish in a barrel from a pretty early period in this game. After Kabore give Hearts the lead, Dundee United had started pretty well. And Jim Goodwin, when he watched those opening almost 10 minutes, must have thought, in fact, pretty much the opening 10 minutes belonged to Dundee United. He must have been pretty optimistic about what might follow. But 3 Hearts goals, 2 red cards for his team, as Hearts pick up a free kick for a foul on Adju down on this near side, level with the edge of the D of their own box.
It looked like an arm or an elbow in his face, didn't it? I don't think there was any malice in it, just backs into him.
It's not a free kick.
No, soft. But again, you're talking about Jim being happy with how they started the game. They started the game in the Hearts half, but they didn't create anything in regards to firing the ball across the box or having a shot at goal. It was all getting into good areas, but their end product was poor. And that's probably why they've had 3 shots at goal tonight, albeit, don't be wrong, there've been a lot of the game without 11 men, but they've not scored a goal again, and that'll be his biggest disappointment.
3 minutes added, 3 shots at goal for Dundee United, 20 for Hearts. 3 of them have gone in, 2 for Kabore, either side of the Kizaridis penalty. And the only question left to answer tonight is, can they score a 4th in the 3 minutes that have been added but into the first of them? It is with McCart midway inside the United half. Low ball out to Mato on this near side, runs straight into Strain. Big ball forward for Sapsford, challenged by Leonard, and out it goes for a throw in on this near side, at level with the edge of the centre circle for Dundee United. And you consider, even going back as short a period of time as 6 years ago, when Hearts were forced down into the second tier after the abridged pandemic shortened season 1920, and they had to take their medicine, go down to the Championship. I mean, if you were to speak to the Hearts fans then and tell them that 6 years later they might be winning the Premiership title, you imagine the response.
They would have said you're crazy. But listen, I think loads is made of, I don't mean this in a bad way, but loads is made of how Rangers and Celtic haven't been doing that great. But you said at the start, they're sitting on 51 points, and that was what they finished with last year.
They finished with 52 last season,
so I mean,
they'll supersede that tonight.
So taking Rangers and Celtic out of it and just Hearts concentrating on themselves to get to that points tally in January is ridiculous. To the progression they've made is incredible.
The record non-Celtic Rangers points tally at the end of a season is in the 3 points for a win days, obviously, 76. Derek McInnes' Aberdeen team did that. So Hearts closing in on that, and it looks as though the league title could be won with a points tally somewhere in the mid-80s this season.
I think it'll be less than that. I think I think 79 will win you. I don't think you'll even need to get 80. But the other part, I'm listening to you there when you're speaking about how Hearts have rebuilt it. See, when you look at it, Daniel Stendhal was at Hearts pre-COVID. They get COVID and they thought Daniel wasn't the man. Do you know what we're going to do? We're going to rip it up, we're going to start again and change it. And they certainly have. And what Anne done is she got an infrastructure at the club and she put it in place and she believed in it and backed it. And Andrew McKinley went and got people in place that he thought could build the club from stepping stones and go and build it up. And they started for the bottom and worked their way up.
Still problems even after that.
Yeah, and when you look at it, they've tried each little bit, they've tried to move it, manoeuvre it, and succeed as they go, and each season's been built upon. They've had success, and then they've had lows. You look at the success they had.
Hearts having a look here for a 4th. McCart with the ball in, last chance, perhaps header down, great save, rebounds over. Well, Ashley Maynard Brewer has prevented this being maybe 5 or 6 Another excellent save there at the back post as Hearts attacked it. It was actually a really good ball in there, and Mato was in the middle, as was Adju. Neither could score as the final whistle goes. It was Adju's header, fabulous save down low to his left at the near post by Maynard Brewer, and it prevents Hearts scoring a fourth. They managed 3 against the 9 men, and it's another step towards what would be a sensational title triumph for Derek McInnes and his Hearts players. They've swept Dundee United aside here, leading after 11 minutes through Kabore. Tap home from Harry Milne's low ball across. They would then, Dundee United, suffer a second blow as the red card was flashed in the face of Amar Fatah. It was initially a yellow, was upgraded to red after the VAR check for the challenge on Leonard. And not long after that, Alexandros Kiziridis dispatched a penalty after a foul by Ryan Strain, was adjudged to have been in the box again after a VAR check. 2-0, no way back for Dundee United at that point. And whilst it did get worse in the second half for them, it could have got even more so had Hearts managed to find their shooting boots. The second red card for United came in the shape of Pan Kamara for a ridiculous headbutt towards Mark Leonard. He went off. United were down to 9. Kabore grabbed his second despite the best efforts of Maynard Brewer, and had it not been for the new Dundee United number 1, it could have been an even heavier scoreline. But for these Hearts players, as they go to take their claim of the visiting supporters who are in dreamland right now, and it could get a whole lot better for them in the months to come, because they've just lumped an almighty amount of pressure on their title rivals tonight. Rangers go to Hibs tomorrow. Celtic welcome in form Falkirk to Glasgow. They have to win those games, because right now Hearts sit proudly at the summit of the Premiership with a 7-point lead on Rangers and an incredible 9-point advantage over the dominant defending champion Celtic. The dream's there for them. Can they grasp it as they turn their attention to St Mirren on Tuesday night in Paisley? McInnes punches the air in celebration, applauds the fans, applauds his players, because it finished here at Tannadice Park. 9-man Dundee United 0, Heart of Midlothian 3.